Okay, this is Mr. Elmhorst with lesson 23. We're going to take a look at solving ratios using factors. And there's different types of factors. Now, first thing we want to do is when we use the unit rate in previous lessons, we are going to multiply. So go ahead and fill in the lesson here. I'm going to fix that. When you have the unit rate, you're going to multiply using the unit rate. For example, if you have $8 per hour, it means you're going to multiply 8 times each hour. $8 per hour would be 8 times 1, and that's going to be equal to another rate. For example, if you had 3 hours, 8 times 1 is $8 for 1 hour, but 8 times 3 is going to be $24 for 3 hours. And we could actually write just a quick ratio over here. Ratio 1 is equal to ratio 2. $8 per hour, $24 for 3 hours. Okay, that's when you have the unit rate. Unit meaning 1. Now, if you don't have the unit rate, you need to find the unit rate. Find the unit rate means you're going to divide. For example, you have the rate $24 per 3 hours. Well, if you divide by 3, that will give you 1 hour. And 24 divided by 3, the number of hours will tell you it is $8 per hour. So moving forward, when we're talking about rates, if you have the unit rate, we multiply. If you need to find the unit rate, you divide. We can solve ratio and rate problems using 3 different strategies. As a 6th grader or a 7th grader, you will choose which strategy you will use. The first strategy is when you're looking at 2 ratios, you're going to look within the ratio. Within means looking up and down. All right, here, don't circle that. I was just saying looking up and down. So you look up and down the ratio, miles to gallons, you look up and down, and then you ask yourself, is there a factor? Is there a multiple that you see how you go from 5 to 10? And when you see that factor, you use it. 2 times 5 is 10. So then you use the same factor on the other side of the ratio to make an equivalent ratio. 16 times 2 is 32. But when you are looking within this ratio, the first ratio, and you find the factor, you are finding the multiple that makes it work. That is looking up and down within the ratio. That's one option, one strategy. The other strategy is looking between the ratios. Between the ratio means you're looking left and right. If you look at 2 and you go from 2 to 10, you know your multiples. You know that 2 times 5 is 10. So you use the same multiple down below to give you an equivalent ratio by a factor of 5. This factor, this multiple, is between the 2 ratios, the left and the right. You're going between them and you multiply by 5. And then you solve. 2 times 5 is 10. You know that. So now you come down here and use it down here. 23 times 5 is 115. Option 1, you look up and down. Look for a factor. Option 2, you look left and right. Look for a factor. Now, if you don't see within or between factors, this will always work. You go to option 3, cross products. The way ratios work is if you look at the first ratio that's given and you go opposite diagonally to the second ratio, if you circle them diagonally and multiply those 2 numbers, and just a quick multiple, that's going to give you 1125. 25 times 9. And then you divide by the other known part of the ratio, divided by 2. That will give you this missing part for the ratio every time. And we did this yesterday in our practice. So the given rate, 2 months is $25. If you go 9 months, 9 months would cost $562.50. So option 1, you look for your multiples between the two or within the ratio, up and down. Option 2, you look them between the two ratios, left and right. If you find the multiple, great. Option 3, if you can't figure out the ratio up and down or left and right, then go diagonally, multiply, and then divide, and that will help you solve every time.